Away we go with the skip from Javier Mar. So an early start, 1-0 for Pratt. We just got a short delay. We're moving the bags away from the screen, the back wall, so that you can see a little better. Short serve. I'm joined by tournament director Gary Mazeroff. Gary, great to have you on the mic with us, providing your experience. What can we look forward to in this match?
Well, Charlie's played very well over the week, and quite frankly, I don't think they know each other. So we'll see what happens. Charlie, quality player, got to the semis. Was not sure what David is going to tell him, but keep your cool and good shot selection. Control your unforced errors.
Reference to head coach Dave Ellis from the U.S. That's a nice shot down the right line from Javier Mar. He won the Mexican Nationals a few weeks ago in a tiebreaker against our finalist, Alejandro Landa. Yep. Looks like an ace serve. Charlie Pratt just checks with the coach to make sure. One of the things I liked about Pratt's disposition yesterday was just his enjoyment for being here and taking part, irrespective of the outcome.
Exactly, Tim. He has things in perspective.
Diving effort from Pratt, but Javier Mar has power and control. I love watching him play because he's able to do anything on the court. My concern for him sometimes is maybe he gets a little lax, doesn't concentrate for the entire match, but he seems to have really come to compete here this week.
Well, he has the skill set, certainly, to get to the final with his Paisan tomorrow.
And you can see...
he had lost first game to Murray yesterday handily, and then came back and won.
Indeed, he lost 15-6 in the first game, won 15-4, 11-3. To arrive at the semifinal, Pratt won 15-4, 9-15, 11-5 against Carlos Keller from Bolivia. Ball goes out of play. It's a 12-foot line. If the ball goes directly out of play, that results in a loss of rally from whoever hit the shot. If the ball bounces out, it's a replay. It's very humid. We're at altitude. The ball does fly very quickly, so you'll see some interesting Z shots and around the world rather than taking the traditional ceiling ball. Charlie Pratt, one serving three. That's a good pass down the line, Javier Mar. He didn't have to move for it, though. Pratt hit it back to the middle. Mar guided it down the right side. Three serving one. Make that four.
Great selection of serves left and right, Tim. Mark keeping on his first serve, keeping Charlie momentarily stationary. He's not able to anticipate where he's going with it.
What a get from Mar. And again, oh, that's terrific. Made it look so simple, but that was so difficult to do. And there's an example, Gary, of his touch that he brings along with his power.
Yes, indeed. Super hands, super hands. Confident Charlie knows he's in a fight here.
Oh, wow. Power. Javier Mar, cross court, reverse pinch. Left side, sidewall, front wall. He's in control right now, 6 serving 1. No timeout from Pratt. Gary, this is a time that maybe a timeout makes sense. You're already down by 5.
He took your advice, Tim. He took a timeout. He's entitled to 2 timeouts per game, 1 minute in length. And the referee staff has been trained to stay on point as far as time. No delays. You notice on the scoreboard the time elapsing is on there.
Those scoreboards are connected to the internet, so you can keep an idea of what's going on here with live results point by point as they happen. I'll post it in the chat box for you so you can follow along. We have some boys 14 doubles and 16 doubles going on right now, and we hope you appreciate all the efforts that the staff here at the IRF have done to make this a fan-friendly environment. Javier Mar elects to stay on the court. In comes Charlie Pratt. Let's see if the timeout works. Gary, we've mentioned the percentages. Usually about 70–75%.
Correct.
You win the rally. Let's see if it happens here.
So we expect Pratt to win this rally. And then what Charlie's going to have to do, Tim, is get in there and score more points than Mar.
Oh, that's terrific. Mar,
great.
He's on fire right now. Diving get. But Gary, it's great that you get it, but look what he did with it. He controlled it, guided it into the front right, and so many players, especially the younger players, tend to dive and just hit the ball.
Exactly. 6'3". Great. 6'3", 215. Be a great American football player. American football.
Well, Javier Mar came out to play. He lost the first game yesterday, but he seems intent on closing this one quickly. 8 serving 1.
So this is an injury time, Tim. It's an official time to wipe up the court and to tend to Charlie's bleeding. Our head official, Gabriel Garcia, who lives here in San Jose, his countryman, Alexander Piri on the right, or right side of the court, and the Canadiense Canadian John Hauko on the left.
Oh, that's
Great.
terrific. There are some things, Gary, it's just very hard to teach that instinct. He has that ability to just, he knows where his opponent is, he knows how hard he has to hit it, and he can switch between the power of something like that drive serve and then a soft, gentle touch. It seems that Pratt just seems a little disoriented right now.
Well, I think most of us would be, the way Mar is playing. I mean, look at this. Much to the disgust of Pratt. A couple themes here. One, we talked earlier about the Mexicans in general, early racket prep, on balance for their shots, having a wide range of offensive and defensive shots as Charlie puts one away. The second is, hopefully as time goes by in this match, Mar's percentage of successful first serves will diminish, which may give an opening to Charlie. That's a good start, Tim. The first game of this second men's singles semifinal, and the winner will play Alejandro Landa from Mexico tomorrow in one of the 4 streamed finals.
And just a reminder, we have more matches coming up after this. We have men's and women doubles. We hope you stay around for that. Thank you to those of you who supported our feed by sharing it. We really appreciate it. It's been terrific to see so many of you providing your comments.
That's impressive. That's impressive.
Oh, Javier Mar doesn't want it to end like that. The crowd here appreciate the effort of both players. Longest rally of the match thus far. Certainly a test of the players' fitness.
So Tim, we've instructed our officials to eliminate delays. Both Charlie and Mar were walking around after that point for about 10 seconds. Then he called the score. He should call it very quickly after the point is over and give both players the 10 seconds that they earned.
Well, it looks like the Mexican is a little winded from that rally, a little bit more so than Pratt. Pratt gets an ace serve. See if he can get another good serve. Lines up for the drive, but it's short.
Both players thus far pounding serves, primarily left side. Skip ball. So we mentioned what Charlie's going to have to do is score more points than Mar when he served. So he's got a nice little run here.
5 serving 10. Off the back wall for Pratt.
Oh my.
Big skip though.
Disappointed.
Don't know what he's saying to his coach. I think he's claiming that the ball hit the cable, but it was a big skip before the cable. At least the view from here.
And if it hit the cable prior to, he can appeal it. Oh, be careful.
You can see Charlie Pratt visibly animated on the court, frustrated with that shot. Knows he should have done better. Javier Mar lines up for the drive serve.
That's a great shot. Great shot.
Terrific hands. Again, didn't go for too much, just got 2 bounces before the back wall. We see a lot of players try and really swing at that and allow their opponent to stay in the point.
We noticed yesterday with Mar, especially on balls that kissed hard off the back wall on the return, he's able to use his bowling skills and underhand the ball, and he's got such a nice touch he can end the rally as he did there.
12 serving 5.
And yesterday, Mar was called a number of times for front wall foot faults. He's so lanky that chances are he's going to step over that front service line. If any part of the foot is on the line, it's okay. It has to be completely across. Great shot, Tim. Took it off the short hop and snapped across court.
Mexican almost
Pass.
able to get there, but not quite. 5 serving 13. Still Javier Mar in complete control right now of game 1.
That's a great serve.
Terrific. Oh, wow, did he get that? We couldn't see that from here. probably had a better angle than we did.
I thought the ball was down from here. They call a wet ball. Only thing I can determine here, let's look at the replay.
Well, we have a delayed feed here, so we check it out on Facebook just a few seconds after you.
I think the ball skid off that wall, so the referee called a wet ball, which is appropriate in international play.
No designated court hinders, but the official has the right to decide whether a court hinder does exist. Example might be a wet ball hitting the camera on the front of the wall, which you can see when you're looking from the back. Examples like that can be called a court hinder replay.
Case in point.
Great example. We set that up well.
We did. That was rehearsed, folks. Thank you, Javier, for doing it. Oh my. He's going for that short crack. Snap backhand winner by Pratt. See if he can converge this lead.
Javier Mar isn't a stranger to the international scene. He represented Mexico at the World Championships last year. Lost in the quarterfinals to American Rocky Carson, who went on to win his 5th World Championship, which is just stunning.
Stunning, yes. Look at this.
Oh, wow. That's just too good from Javier Mar. Javier Mar lost 15-9 in that quarterfinal, but he seems to have progressed over the last 9 months and is in complete control here, serving 13-5. Let's see if he can close out this first game. He'll get an opportunity to attack this. Second, and he puts it down that time. You can see Charlie Pratt frustrated, swiping at the glass and the sidewall there. 14-5, game point number 1.
We mentioned yesterday when he was playing Murray, they have the same game style and temperament. And then the following match was Carlos Keller, who has pretty much the same temperament on the court as well. Not animated. They just go out and let their actions speak.
And there's the first game, everyone. Javier Mar takes it quite comfortably, 15-5, but we've seen so many tiebreakers this weekend, which means that somebody else has a chance to win the second game. In this case, it's American Charlie Pratt. We'll be right back after a short commercial break, and we'll talk to Gary about what Charlie needs to do to get back in this. Out just what Pratt wanted. Oh, great retrieval from Javier Mar. And, oh, not that time. Tried to hit the pinch. But this is what Charlie Pratt wanted, a side out, then a point. Gary, I asked you before the interval, what does Charlie Pratt need to do differently to stay in this match and take game 2?
Try to gain his composure. He knows what he's now getting from Mar. He knows Mar's skill set, so it's a matter of getting in there and finishing out points. And again, hopefully Mar's success ratio on the drive serves will wane.
It's a great lob serve.
Look at that.
And an ace point highlights that you don't always have to win a point from a drive serve.
That's true. Both, or at least Charlie's playing doubles.
2-0.
Pratt up 2-0.
Oh, that's very unlucky from Pratt. He glances back. It just kicked out on him and completely threw him. Shake of his head.
Kudos to Mar. Great ceiling ball. Coming back with the drive.
A serve. Little fist pump there from Mar. He doesn't really get animated, you said before. He just gets in there and takes care of business.
Short serve called. Wasn't much different from the previous serve, Tim. And the angle that our head official Garcia has is not great.
So long, Javier Mar sticks out his racket, pushes it to the ceiling.
Unnerving.
Smooth reverse pinch from Javier Mar. He just waited for it. He knew what he was doing as soon as he saw the ball coming to him. Guided it across his body to the right side. He really just doesn't have much weakness, Gary. Has the ability to control the ball with power and with touch.
He has the full package, my friend.
Oh, that's terrific. Combine that with athleticism as well. He's able to retrieve a lot of balls other people wouldn't. And right now, he's up 3-2 in the second game.
He reminds me of a baseball pitcher who changes their angle, arm angle, speeds, location. Very, very difficult to pick up the ball. And if anything, maybe time is not on his side as he continues, because we're in the 6th day of competition here. Yet Charlie's playing singles and doubles? Just singles. Okay, both of these guys are just playing singles. We've had a number of people playing two.
Through the legs from Javier Mar.
Another skip
ball from Charlie. He just seems a little flustered, Charlie Pratt. There's nothing going for him right now for serving two. Gary, one of the things I mentioned in the previous broadcast is just this is a different dynamic.
Look at this.
Skip ball.
I mean, that's rare.
So what happened there is Javier Mar put it into the floor before the front wall, which is an automatic side out. One thing I tell the juniors that I work with, Gary, is that if you can't hit the front wall first from that position, you don't deserve another chance.
There you go. That should be an avoidable hinder. Point scored.
Yeah, the tournament like this, Pan American Championships, the World Championships, Junior World Championships, they're a different dynamic because they're so much longer than your traditional 3-day tournament. And so it's a grind for many of these players. They're not familiar with it. So what has to happen differently when they're competing at this level compared with a 3-day tournament?
Training number one, listen to your coach, lifestyling. Take one day at a time. I was going to mention earlier about Mar. If anybody's going to beat him, it's going to beat himself. And he served one into the floor, and then he made a bonehead play on that Return a serve. That's great. That's just great.
And we saw in the match earlier with Acuna and Landa hitting that serve, but Acuna doing exactly the same thing, but not getting 2 bounces before the back wall. That's the key in that situation.
Also, the angle and the height on that serve wasn't what it had nice serve. It wasn't what it previously had been. And when Charlie came up to take it off his short hop, Mar got stuck in that position.
And Mar is just deadly in the middle of the court. Charlie Pratt needs to keep him in the back. A serve from Javier Mar.
Much to the chagrin of Charlie, 5-3.
Javier Mar doesn't seem to be affected by Charlie Pratt's power, controlling it very well.
That's a screen.
Gary, just clarify the screen serve, because there's a lot of discussion about whether a referee should call the screen serve, what is impeding the view. Can you just clarify that rule?
There need to be 3 criteria in order for a screen to occur. Skip ball. One is the position of the receiver. If it's a serve or during the rally, they have to be in a good position in the court, not being fooled and moving one way or another. Second is the distance between the ball and the player's body. It has to be close to, whatever that means. And third, the receiver has to be obstructed visually. Just because the ball can't, nice shot. And Mar wasn't able to get it. The third thing, Tim, just because the ball passes close to you doesn't mean I'm obstructed. So more often the good officials are going to wait a little to see if there's a delay in movement. And the player can and should assist the call by putting their arm up. No guarantee.
Great retrieval, Javier Mar. Charlie Pratt, though, doesn't put it down, kicks out back to the middle. Javier Mar, I think he looks a little fatigued. He's going to take a timeout. We'll take a timeout ourselves, and we'll be back to see if Javier Mar can continue his run. He's up 5, serving 4. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this great day of racquetball semifinals. We're trying to find out which players will advance to the finals tomorrow, representing their country. In front of us, we have Javier Mar from Mexico against Charlie Pratt from the US of A.
Good length on that drive, sir. Kicked out off the deep side wall and jammed Charlie. Charlie couldn't do anything with the return, and Mar put it away.
And a useful timeout in that situation. Charlie Pratt, though, follows it round, goes cross court. He's back in the box 4-6. He's certainly not out of this second game. Just a reminder, you can see the draws and scores that are going on live on our website, internationalracquetball.com. Just click on events and live events.
Great serve. Excuse me. Jam serve, handcuff Mar. With his length, that's a great strategy. Try and jam.
And this is exactly what Pratt wants. 3-shot rally, serve, poor return, finish it. Second serve coming up.
He got what he wanted out of that, didn't finish it, and that's been the story thus far, along with Mar's great athleticism.
I think if Mar can clean up the skip count, he's going to win this quite comfortably, but he's competing with Charlie in that front, And Charlie, when he gets in a rally, can certainly compete. But Javier Mar still leads. It's 5-6. Been here a while, Gary. Crucial point of this second game, I think.
Wow. Wow. Now, that serve could have been a screen serve. He should appeal it.
Well, he looked at his coach and said, should I appeal? And his coach said no, but I have to agree with you, Gary. It looked like a screen, and Javier Mar thought it was as well.
He's used one appeal. He's entitled to 3 usable. Maybe he's waiting for a more crucial opportunity later. Ace serve.
Beautiful serve. Charlie Pratt gains the lead for the first time in this match. He's up 7-6.
What a little success will do for confidence, Tim.
Flicks it down the right side. 2 quick points now for the American. Suddenly we have a game.
You mentioned at the start of this game, or the end of the first game, don't count anybody out. Historically in this tournament, it's happened. It happened earlier with Ronda Rousey. Ronda was being controlled by Samantha Salas for the first game and most of the second, made an adjustment on her drive serve and closed Samantha out.
Standing room only crowd. Plenty of people looking through the windows, the balcony, seated down in front of us. There's no room. Quite warm in here. Ball traveling very quickly. Replay called.
He should, yeah, good appeal. Failure to move. He left the ball up, he didn't move.
Line judges wait with their cards. Both line judges agree with the official. 3-0 in favor of the Mexican in that situation.
And Charlie's used up one of his allotment of appeals.
Terrific serve. And a terrific kill shot. Javier Mar guides it left side corner, front wall, roll out. So difficult, and he made it look so easy.
Tim, Mar's going to score. Charlie has to limit the number of groups of points, if you will. If he's going to score in the 1s and 2s, not the 3s, 4s, and 5s. So this is a critical point. He's just scored 2 straight.
Oh, Pratt definitely frustrated. He hit the ball after that rally.
Oh
my goodness, Gary. Such technique, such soft hands, tremendous athleticism.
One foot was in there. We talked about balance, but he's able to do it off balance.
Beautiful skill from the Mexican. I hope you appreciate it wherever you're watching.
Different twist coming right side that time, short.
See if he goes with the lob serve. Z lob. That's what he did last time. To the backhand.
Oh my! Oh. Ball cracked. The ball rolled out. From our vantage point, Tim, that ball rolled, and he called a skip.
There'll be an appeal. Skip was called. So it hit the little line on the camera. We'll see what our line judges say. Both disagree. Javier
Overturned.
Mar earns himself a point for that.
No appeal used.
And sometimes you get a little lucky, Gary, in a match, and you have to take it. And sometimes you get a little unlucky, and you have to deal with it. So
Indeed.
Let's see what Charlie Pratt does. He's lost the last 4 points. He was up 8-6. It's now 10-8. No timeout from the American. He's got 2 available. Skip ball. Charlie Pratt doesn't like the call.
Tiempo.
It looks like we have a timeout from Charlie Pratt. We've got a discussion down in front of us between our official and head coach Dave Ellis. Not quite sure what the discussion is, but I suspect, Gary, it's to do with that call that was overturned in favor of the Mexican.
Yeah, perhaps he's asking for a court hinder. It's unfair bounce.
So in this situation, you have a coach on your team. What are the rules in terms of what the coach is allowed to do or say to the official?
In a respectful way, they can ask for a rule interpretation.
And so in that sense, what does that mean from the official? They have to go get clarification from?
Well, we're checking with our producer right now.
So we're not quite clear what the discussion is during this timeout. Maybe you can provide us with some information on what exactly happened. Post your opinion in the chat box. We'd love to hear what you think about this controversial decision.
Okay. The lines people disagreed with the official call. Garcia, the head official, called a replay. And there was an appeal. Both lines people disagreed, said it should have been a point. Mar agreed to play it over.
So the replay was because it hit the wires?
Correct.
Okay. Court hinder.
Irregular bounce. So when we come back in, Charlie's going to serve 8-10.
So again, a good example of how a timeout can work in your favor. We saw Javier Mar use one earlier in this second game and was able to win the next rally. In this situation, Charlie Pratt took a timeout and was able to win the side out. So an example of how important it is to use your timeouts and not leave them on the table, especially if you're in a deficit situation. Long reach from Javier Mar. Oh, I thought he had that. Lunged for it, just scooted under his racket. We're at 9 serving 10. This is a tight second game. Team leader Cheryl Kirk looks through a balcony. She's getting ready to play one of her matches in the friendship division. She wants to know what's going on with one of her players, Charlie Pratt. That's an ace serve from Charlie Pratt, 10 serving 10. The ball looked odd when it bounced. I think it's broken. It's not.
Now notice, Tim, Mar checked the ball by squeezing it, which is the only, according to the rules, the only way to check for a dead ball. We'll come back to this theme.
Short serve, I thought.
Earlier when Gabriela Martinez was playing Paola, rally ending shot, Gabrielle 1 point awarded. And then after the point, she hit the ball 2 times. The second time it broke. And the referee called for a replay, which was a...
Sorry to interrupt. Here's one of those examples of the screen serve. Javier Mar wanted to take that shot. He wasn't impeded with the view, even though it was close to Charlie Pratt and a screen was called. And he looked around at the referee like, why did you call that?
Once the referee calls it, it's dead. No more. Oh, wow.
Groans from the crowd. Side out, 10-11. Looks like Javier Mar is going to take a timeout. We'll stay here. Gary, you have some thoughts.
In a previous match today, Gabriela Martinez ended the rally with a point. Point was awarded. Before the next rally, she struck the ball twice. After the second strike, the ball broke. The official called a replay on the previous rally, and that's an incorrect call. However, and I conferred with Tom Travers, Gabriela's coach, later, that he should have appealed that call because it was the wrong interpretation of the rule. You have to, the only way to check for a dead ball is for the hand to squeeze it.
So, for example, if Javier Mar finishes this rally and Charlie Pratt suspects the ball to be broken, he should not allow Javier to hit that ball. He should walk up and ask to check it himself.
Nor should he hit it. That's unavoidable.
No argument. And an apology from the Mexican. That's really nice to see.
He said, "Thank you for not hitting me."
We've seen a lot of terrific fair play, not only on our streaming, but also across all the divisions here. It's so close. The competition, well, Gary, it's getting better every year.
Correct. Okay, so a left up pinch followed by a left up shot, and Charlie snaps a forehand winner.
Mexican won the first game comfortably 15-5, but he's down 12, serving 10.
Let's review. Early lead for Mar. Charlie comes back, he's leading 8-6. Then he's down 8-10, now he's up 12-10, 13-10. Trying to close this out and go to a tiebreak.
No more timeouts available for Javier Mar. He's taken both of his. Charlie Pratt has one remaining. And right now, Charlie Pratt wants to keep him on the court. He's on a roll right now, 2 points away from a tiebreaker. Terrific get from Charlie Pratt. Slow to get up, though. Javier Mar rolls it out on the left side. That was so close. 10-13, right back, Charlie, says head coach Dave Ellis. We'll see if he can. Different serve coming up from Mar. It's a great C serve. He'll attack this. Doesn't put it down. And Charlie Pratt skips it up by the service box. That was a nervy swing.
Too many of those in this match.
Great defense from the Mexican. He's got a setup in the front court. Doesn't put it down. Oh, good effort from Charlie Pratt. Terrific athleticism. He gave everything to stay in that point. But Javier Mar, 2 quick points. It's 12-13. You can see Charlie Pratt looks visibly tired on the court. What an effort from him to stay in that point. Just a reminder, we have more matches coming up for you here at the International Racquetball Federation. We've got women's doubles and men's doubles. 4 matches left to finish out the day. We hope you appreciate the efforts that the IRF have made to provide this coverage for you over the last week. It truly is exciting to be able to provide you with such great drama. Thank you so much for those of you watching and sharing our feed with others. Here we go. Javier Mar hits himself on the Z serve.
Tim, we saw him skip one in on the serve earlier. Now he hits himself. Just short disappearances. We said earlier, chances are the only person that's going to beat him is himself.
We mentioned how he can sometimes lose focus during matches. He can play very sharp and then play a little sloppy, and there's an example of a simple unforced error. Right down the middle, Pratt. Oh, terrific get, Javier Mar, but Pratt still can't put it down and skips it. Groans from the crowd around me. It was a great rally. Really, the defense from the Mexican kept him in that point.
Wide angle, cross his body. Mar got it. Near side pinch that most people thought was down. Mar got it. Came with a different twist on that drive Z. So he's 2 points away from earning a trip to the finals.
He was down 10-13. That's 3 points in a row.
Charlie has another timeout available as well. Goes back. Oh, talk about bonehead. Wow. 3 times.
You saw how frustrated he was with himself. Managed to contain himself. He really wanted to hit that ball. Doing so would have been a technical.
Normally
no
this behavior is not tolerated, but Charlie's checking for the ball. It's wet. So we'll resume play. 13-13, empate.
49 minutes. Game point for Charlie Pratt. Game point number 2. Can he take it to a tiebreaker?
Also notice with the change of rules from last year, if it were last year, Mar would be able to call a 3rd timeout.
Doesn't have one available. Bounces around.
See if he goes for the same serve. No. He hits a screen.
No, it hit the wire, I think.
Okay, wire.
Should be a replay first serve.
So that's a court hander replay, first serve. Yes. There it is.
Great pickup off the back wall. Javier Mar. Still in this. Oh my goodness, what a get.
Oh, wow.
No way.
Whoa.
What a rally.
Charlie's going to remember that rally, my friend.
And if Javier Mar can close out this match, he's going to remember it too. Unbelievable defense from the Mexican to stay in it, and then flat rolls it when given the opportunity. You won't see many points better than that. 13-14.
Great promotional rally there, bud. Oh, presence of mind by Charlie to stay in it.
And you wonder how much effort that took from Javier Mar to stay in it. He gave everything. He's got to be fatigued right now.
Yeah, if this does go to the 3rd, I'll put the my odds on Charlie. Especially after the 3 serves by Mar. All out serves. Oh!
Jam serve. Javier Mar smiles. It was a terrific changeup from Charlie Pratt. Let's go, he says. Well, he's going to a tiebreaker, having come back after a 15-5 game 1. He takes the second, 15-13. We'll take a timeout ourselves, and we'll be back to see which player advances to the final. Well, we've witnessed terrific matchups this week and today. We hope you appreciate it. Such competitiveness between two players who respect each other so much. It's a great serve from Charlie Pratt, but a good ceiling ball from Javier Mar. He'll shoot this straight down the line, but he doesn't put it down. Charlie Pratt shows him what to do. One serving one. First to 11, win by 1. There is no room here in the show court in San Jose Indoor Club. Two bounces, self-called by the Mexican. A serve, Charlie Pratt, fist pump. Gary, this is the start Charlie wanted in this tiebreaker.
Yeah, I think you and I agreed that the momentum would be with Charlie. He'd be favored in the tiebreaker if it were to go so. And Tim, he lost by 2 in game 2. 3 serve outs. Certainly could have been the difference in that match.
This will come off the back wall. Great cross court, gets a better opportunity, but doesn't put it down. And there's the difference between game 1 and the rest of this match. In the first game, Javier really able to put that ball down. In the second, coming back to the middle, giving Pratt just another opportunity.
We talked about how laborious drive serves could become as time went on in this match. If Charlie could hang around, he could be successful. Mar's gotten sloppy.
Great diving get, Charlie Pratt. Javier Mar goes around the world. This will come off the back wall. Better look for Javier Mar. Oh, unlucky. Charlie Pratt just stuck his racket out. It really wasn't hit well by the Mexican, but he gets a little lucky there and a side out at 1-4.
Tim, you're a coach. You teach coaching courses. You have a long history, not only the physical fatigue, but the mental fatigue. It's apparent to me. And remember, this is day 6 of competition, plus an extra day of rest, supposedly. 8 days, the travel, the different environment. Skip ball.
I think, well, there'll be an appeal here.
Yeah,
Charlie
because
Pratt thinks that it was a good shot. Again, it hit that cord. So there's going to be appeal that it hit the cord. So if it does hit the cord, that should be a replay. One agrees, one disagrees. It looks, the cord looks like it's on the wall, but it's actually on the floor. So if you do hit the cord, that really is a skip, Gary.
Correct. Correct. Then it gets into perception. You have three sets of eyes.
Good side out from Charlie Pratt. He composed himself. Yes, the mental and physical fatigue. And I think as well, Javier Mar coming in as the Mexican champion, knowing how well Mexico do at these Pan Am Championships, the defending champions in the team event. There's a lot more pressure on him. Charlie Pratt, definitely the underdog here.
Again, a screen called. No argument for Mar. Yeah, Charlie's not unknown to the racquetball community. He's been successful over a period of time, yet on the international stage, that's not true. He's a relatively unknown quantity. That being said, this unknown quantity is 6 points from getting a trip to the final.
Which is just incredible, considering it's his first time at a senior event representing his country.
And who would they play in the final?
They'll be playing Alejandro Landa, who won in 2 straight against home favorite Andres Acuna. It was a spicy match, full of drama, but Landa controlled his emotions and was able to finish out. Speaking of finishing, Javier Mar decides he needs a little break. Charlie Pratt leads 6-2. We'll take it to a commercial and be right back with you. Welcome back. 6 serving, 2 in favor of American Charlie Pratt. He lost the first 15-5. Ground out a 15-13 win in game 2. And here he is 5 points away from a final. Oh, but he skips it. He had what he wanted. But good timeout from the Mexican. Again, that timeout worked in his favor. Let's see if he can go on a run. He needs to. Not sure what the discussion is right here.
Might be blood or something on the court.
Good spot by our official.
Gabriel Garcia, who's a local favorite here, joined by Alexander Piri on his right from San Jose as well, and the lines person on the left, John Hauko from Alberta in Canada. Left up.
Both players had opportunities to put the ball down, and Gary, in a tiebreaker, sometimes it's a lot harder to do it.
Absolutely. Pressure. As you said, more pressure on Mar, we think. Certainly there's pressure on Charlie to perform, but unknown quantity again.
Still can't put it down, Javier Mar.
Comes around. Oh, nice. Nice.
You can see a shake of his head from the Mexican. He had so many opportunities, but it looked tense. Over swinging, trying to do a little too much. He's forgotten how he got here, which was down the line and controlling the middle.
And Charlie remembers how he got here. Great shot selection on that rally. Plus the finish. Wraps. That's what he did on game point in the second game. He caught Mar off guard. You mentioned this at the outset. Charlie can pound the ball, but Mar's not all that impressed with his power. And it certainly worked on game point.
It's better for Mar. He attacked that early. Gary, that's very difficult to do. You saw how he ran forward. The advantage there is that you're allowing or taking away the opportunity of your opponent to get back in position.
Correct. And you're closer to the scoring area, the front wall.
But still, it takes a lot to execute a shot like that.
Absolutely. But at this elite level, these guys have all the tools. They can execute shots, different shots from various locations on the court. It's tracking the ball and knowing you want to do it and getting there.
Javier Mar returns to his drive serve. Let's see, I think he'll stay away from that forehand Z serve.
I'm with you. Different twist. Oh my, much to the chagrin of Mar, that ball cracked out. Second bounce from Charlie Pratt. Going through his ritual. Oh, nice.
Frustration from the Mexican. He just can't hit a good shot right now.
He can't afford any more mistakes.
All coming back to the middle. He's got a timeout available. It's 8-2. Look at the expression on his face. He needs to regroup.
Disgusto enojado. I mean, he's upset, Tim.
He says one more point and he'll take a timeout to his coach. Let's see if Charlie Pratt can get it right here. He'll get what he wants, which is off the back wall.
Great
pass.
Down the line. Textbook, page 2.
Gary, to me, a lot of this match seems to stem on fitness and mental strength.
Exactly.
Javier Mar in complete control in game one, seemed to be completely at ease, casual, relaxed, hitting tremendous shots. We're going to take a timeout, and we'll be back for the resumption of this tiebreaker, and we'll see if Charlie Pratt can close it out. It's 9-2 in this tiebreaker. Charlie Pratt in complete control. Gary,
Don't count anybody out.
what do you do if you're Javier Mar? You're just out of it right now.
Well, at times, unfortunately, in American football terms, you punt. You hope you can perform. I mean, let's see if Charlie can hit the good serve. If not, gets a setup, put it away, inch by inch, get back in the match.
We've seen greater comebacks than this. We'll see if the Mexican can rally. He's down at second serve, though, Charlie Pratt.
Talk about body language, Tim. Nick. That ball should be dead ball hinder. That ball was up.
No argument from the American. Quick cleanup on the court. Again, though, Mar shoots it, hits the sidewall, comes back to the middle. Little acknowledgement from both players. It's good to see so much fair play this week, Gary. And even though officials have the opportunity to award technicals for a variety of reasons, we rarely see them.
An exception was the previous match, which will likely be addressed.
Controversial moment. Landa was measured for his racket and was found to be too long.
Great shot.
Terrific retrieval. Charlie Pratt doesn't put it down, though. He had the court at his disposal.
Give him credit for his shot selection. He didn't execute.
You've got
give credit to Mar to stay into it.
I was just about to say that, yes. The Mexican certainly not out, doing everything he can to stay in this. A reminder that these players are also competing for the team title.
So an overhit splat attempt by Pratt gives Mar point number 3. Trying to inch back.
Reminder, tomorrow's women's final. Longoria from Mexico against Racquetball from the U.S. So this could be huge if the U.S. can get into both finals. We saw some emotion from the American. Lots of encouragement from the U.S. contingent down to my right. Everybody enjoying this tiebreaker. What a match it has been.
Great serve. Charlie saying, I'm confident I have another one in me. Let's do it again.
He composes himself.
No surprises. Go after it again.
Three.
He goes with the jam.
He got what he wanted. Doesn't put it down. Second opportunity.
There it is.
And he does it. What a shot, Charlie Pratt.
Very impressive, Tim. Very, very impressive from a first-timer on this stage.
So, Gary, when you take us through this match, it was an hour and 10 minutes. What happened to change the momentum, given that the Mexican took the first game so convincingly?
Time, experience. Charlie has it. We talked about conditioning, both mentally and physically. It appeared, I'm not going to say it was apparent, but it appeared that Mar was not only physically drained, but mentally drained. Look what happened in game 2. He could have given that game away with those 3 out serves. 1 hitting the floor, 2 hitting himself on the return. And he lost by 2 points. And then the tiebreaker, we agreed, momentum with Charlie. Charlie was favored to win, and look what he closed it out, 11-3.
Well, we want to talk to Charlie Pratt. We appreciate Gary Mazeroff's insight here. We're going to take a short commercial break while we pull Pratt away from the many fans congratulating him so that we can hear his thoughts about this tiebreaker win. So on behalf of the IRF, this is Tim Baghurst and Gary Mazeroff. We'll be back in just a few short minutes.